Okay, why do my neighbors start cleaning the moment I press go live? That's the worst timing possible. I hope it's not so loud. Um, yeah, beginning of stream is always rough. Sorry. I'm still doing some sound checks, this time a little bit more because the problem seems to be appearing again. Okay, so if I had to guess, I would say it is something with my filters on OBS. Um, so right now there's no problem, so that's great. But it appeared the moment I came back from my break last stream. So it's either something to do with my mic, or somehow the filters just decided to break. Not sure though. Okay, but I think it's okay for now, but I'm going to do some more sound checks later just to make sure. Okay. Good. So I've made some stuff off stream. As I said last time, I wanted to go practice and build some pine trees, and that's exactly what I did. So this is the original one that I've built before starting to stream. It's not bad, to be honest, but it's also not great. Like you can see it, it's a beginner's work. And these two are from last stream where I started testing and decided to give up for the day. You can see kind of the direction that I wanted to go in with those, but I didn't have the experience to actually build something proper that day. Now I've kind of tried something new. I've looked at some pictures online, watched some YouTube videos just to check how other people build trees like this, and now I've kind of made my own mix of it. So this was the first attempt, which is only fences. This is alright, to be honest. Not the best one, but it's also like the first time I actually tried. And this, I'm actually proud of it. This is made with proper stems and slabs and only few fences. And I think it actually looks pretty good. Now, one tree is not going to fill the entire forest, obviously. So, plan for now, for today, is build some more trees and then kind of scatter them across the forest. Okay, I'm paranoid, so I'm just going to do one more sound check now. I'm so sorry. Give me a moment. Okay, it seems not. It seems good for now. Oh yeah, I'll check again. Maybe like half an hour. Okay, but for now, time to build some more trees and actually get the preset going. So this is a rather big one. I could go even bigger, but some small trees are also very much needed. So I'm going to try doing that now. I've literally just built these two trees off stream just to check. So I'm still in the very beginning process of learning. Pine trees are rather high, so it makes sense that they are a little bit bigger than. Well, I mean, they're not really bigger, but this is also it looks not so good. But kind of bending them to the side would also be a nice idea. Just not with my current building experience. I'm gonna start small. So what I did for the big tree is I built up this initial stem, and from there I went from bottom up, and I just placed some more stems. The ones that are closer to the bottom are longer, and they get shorter the higher up you go. Now this is supposed to be a rather small tree, so it's going to already start at a smaller scale. Maybe like 4 blocks out. This could work. Yeah, and what I did from there on out is just build a bunch of stuff. However it seemed right. Maybe like this. I just gotta make sure that they extend properly in every direction. So it's not the same situation with other trees, that they are kind of blank at some spots. That's a really easy thing to mess up, so I'm going to pay extra attention to that. And this seems good for now. Maybe one more in this direction, but I'm going to go up a little bit more. At this point, it's already like one layer further, so I'm going to be missing 1 block now. So it's only 3 blocks wide instead of 4. Just to make up for the fact that the tree is getting smaller the higher we grow. Yeah, and I'm placing slabs at the end just for some more depth, because I think it looks nice. And now at the top, I'm not going to place any slabs. Okay, this looks like a nice stem, but let's see how it turns out once I actually add some leaves. Also what I did is I placed some fences here and there, just to break up the pattern. Not paying too much attention to where they actually are, just that they are there is important. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, and what I did then afterwards, so pine trees tend to look kind of full, like more fluffy when you put it into Minecraft. So these trees don't exactly have 60 to 70% of air, but therefore the leaf layers are only 1 thick. So yeah, that's kind of the how I went about doing that. So leaves across all of the exposed wood, maybe a little bit less on the bottom. Then on the edge I like to go down an extra block, so it kind of looks like the leaves are dripping down, like gravity is pulling them down. It looks nice for me. This might be too much because there is no block here, so 1 block down is enough. And then I kind of just repeat that for every branch that I've built out. And sometimes it kind of looks too square, so then I add maybe 1 more layer. Maybe even, yeah, I don't know, I'm just kind of doing it as it seems fit. Building trees is like building nature in general. Nature is organic. You can't really apply many rules to it. You just kind of have to go with what works and then hope for the best, kind of. Yeah, trees are something that you can't really build with block-by-block tutorials, which is already not a great thing to use. Block-by-block tutorials tend to kind of throw you into tutorial hell, where you don't really improve at building, but you do know how to build some incredible structures, just not what makes these structures incredible. So it's always best to kind of look at how something was built and then try it for yourself without tutorials. Maybe having some reference images open is good, but not much more. Because it's very easy to fall into this habit of wanting to build something and immediately opening a tutorial. And you just don't really learn something that way. Also, of course, it always depends on what you're trying to build, but in most cases, when you want to improve, tutorials like that are not the way. So yeah, it took me like maybe, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes to get a feeling for what to do with these trees. So learning to build in Minecraft is a quick process if you actually try putting in the effort. And it's also very fun. I mean, yeah, that's subjective, but for me personally, I always try to learn something new. If it's in Minecraft or even in real life, learning is fun. And I like that tree, to be honest. It looks really nice. Kind of like a smaller version of this one. So exactly the thing that I wanted to do. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to select it all and push it a little bit closer to the other tree, so it's easier to copy and paste later. So I don't waste too much space. And the fun thing is, when you don't follow block-by-block tutorials and learn how to actually build, you can replicate it every time, and you will have a different outcome every time you build. Like you will never have the same structure twice. Which is very important in most cases. So I'm gonna try to make it almost same height, but not exactly same. Maybe I go 2 blocks up from here. So a slightly bigger tree. Yeah, I'm just kind of thinking right now how many variants of trees I want to have. Because that's also an important question to ask. I think for the... Oh wait, I forgot to... I think for the original preset I had like 9 small trees and 3 big ones. Am I right? Yeah, so 12 trees in total. I think 12 trees is also nice. Like you can fill an entire forest with 12 variants. Damn. Yeah, again, apologies for my rough pronunciation sometimes. But I've already explained why. It'll get better over time. Do I build one that's just straight? No. But I'm... yeah, that's good. Now, in this case, I see these sides are properly filled, but this one really isn't. So the next stem that or branch that I'm going to place is going to go in exactly that direction. just to make sure that it's not too empty. And I'm feeling fancy. I'm going down 1 block. Yeah, like that. Yeah, and also one more thing, how these pine trees are built is kind of in layers. Like I have 3 block layers here, and then there's 1 space in between, and then there's the next layer of branches. I'm talking about how I place the branches. That just kind of makes it feel more realistic. Because it's not like they are fully covered all around. There are some spots of air in between all the time. Oh, wait, I start to notice that the middle layer is the same size as the bottom layer. So I'm going to tune that down a bit. Like this. Yeah, that's good. Right, so another layer of branches, 3 high. Now this one is going to be free of branches, and here's going to be the next. And this time it's only 2 blocks. So as I said, so that is in order to make it so that the top stems, branches, it's not stems, please, so that the top branches get smaller, so that it comes together in like this pyramid shape at the top. Yeah, and when you actually reach the top, it's you can also go with really small branches, like 1 or 2 blocks wide. And that looks nice. Time for more fences again. It's okay if the fences kind of fly a little bit, because they're going to be covered in leaves anyways. And those leaves kind of connect everything together. So really don't pay too much attention to how exactly the fences are placed. Okay, nothing at the top is good. And time to place leaves again. Yeah, building custom trees can take a lot of time. Especially if you want to make like a bigger preset. With 12 trees is already a good chunk. You can fill a lot with that. Of course, for going for even bigger presets is always nice, so there's more variety. It's less noticeable that you've reused the same tree. But again, the more trees you build, the longer it's going to take. And that's okay for some people. But today I'm not really feeling in the mood of building trees for 3 hours. Yeah, and also it's kind of hard to commentate on just building trees for such a long time. Like I can explain how I built these, but I can't explain for every single one because, as I said, it's an organic process. You just kind of have to go with the feeling. And yeah, after some time it gets very repetitive because you start to notice a pattern in the way I would commentate. With like saying, okay, now the branches, now the fences, now the leaves, and another stem. Yeah, I'm glad I've done a lot of YouTube before starting to stream, because it's massively helped me with commentating stuff. I know a lot of small streamers tend to have this problem where they don't feel like talking if there's nobody in chat, which is also one of the main reasons why they don't grow, from what I have heard. Because just sitting there being silent, if somebody eventually turns into your stream and you're just sitting there in silence, playing your game by yourself, there's no reason to engage. That person is just going to leave again and find someone else who's more entertaining. Yeah, I've been really lucky that I grew up with YouTube and not Twitch, because it has taught me a lot. I would not be able to commentate like that today if it weren't for doing years of YouTube. Even though I usually work with a script, like for my YouTube videos, I always write a script, then record that script and edit it. But I've also done some Let's Play series in the past, and that has helped a lot. I don't really do Let's Plays anymore simply because, well, it's a good question. Why? I think I've stopped doing it because my PC isn't the best. I can't really play the newest games that people would want to watch. And that also means that I would have to play a lot of old games. And as a small YouTuber, that's not really a thing that you can do most of the time. Of course, it's possible to grow with only old games, but it's going to be significantly harder. Because people want to watch the new shiny thing. And playing old games is just, most people already know them. And unless you're playing something like Subnautica, or maybe some games where the first player impression is very important and usually a fun thing to watch, like in Subnautica, for example, or Auto Rides is also always a game that you can watch newer people play. But unless you have this specific new player experience, it's not going to be very interesting for the average viewer. And so I kind of opted out of doing Let's Plays, because I don't have the newest games. I can't really play them. Yeah. And then I kind of isolated in my bubble of Minecraft, doing my own stuff. Until I noticed that, hey, there's a community that likes to watch Minecraft stuff. And now I'm here. Well, the story is a little bit bigger than that, but it's roughly the beginning. I might tell it another time, the full story. I've actually started doing YouTube very early. Like, I'm talking like maybe 10, 11 years ago. And I'm not that old. So I would say I've started doing YouTube at a point in my life where I shouldn't even have access to the internet. Which, on one side, is of course a horrible thing, because small children should not have free access to the internet. But on the other side, it has taught me so much, because I've always been careful on the internet. Like, there have been times where I wasn't careful, but usually, in general, most of the times, I've been very careful. And yeah, it's kind of given me something to work towards too. That's a hard word, damn. Towards to? I don't know. Yeah, like being overexposed to the internet at a young age can really mess with your worldview. Especially this entire thing of learning that you can't change people's minds, even if you have logical arguments, is something that is going to be hard for smaller people. It's still hard for me. Like, I really have to physically stop myself from responding to rage bait. I'm the kind of person I like to talk with all kinds of people. So I like to understand before I judge, no matter who it is. And so it's really easy to like rage bait me, because chances are I will respond. But I've kind of stopped doing that, because I noticed when people rage bait and I give them one logical argument that is actually well formed and well documented, not documented or researched, then people just tend to be quiet. And all the time that I spent researching and forming an opinion was wasted, because I'm not going to be able to discuss it with anyone of an opposite view. Like that's the thing about the internet. If people don't want to respond to you, they just simply won't, and that's it. Like that's the end of the story. No more conversation after that. No new learning. No nothing. And as someone who really likes to discuss hot topics and learn what other people are thinking, that's painful. So yeah, it's really rare, but sometimes it actually happens that you find someone who is willing to properly talk to you and actually try to understand your arguments. And yeah, I've been able to find some people like that, like really rarely, maybe once a year. And it's always an amazing experience, because even if there's a person who's incredibly toxic and is talking the stupidest shit you've ever heard, if they are willing to listen and learn new things, it's the most satisfying thing. Yeah, but because of the nature of the internet, that's just way too rare. Talking to someone online is always a gamble. Wait, how have I got to this topic now? I remember I started talking about how I got to YouTube, or more like since when I'm doing YouTube, and my way of commentating, how I learned that. Ooh, that tree doesn't look too good. I think it's because the branches are too far out, the bottom ones. Yeah, I've placed an extra fence on every one of them. That's maybe why. Okay, it's still not perfect. Okay, let me remove most of those fences. They don't look good. Yeah, that's more like it. I enjoyed this one. Yeah, one thing that has also always fascinated me is being able to talk about one topic for an extended period of time. Like I'm the kind of person, I like to present my facts or my opinion, depending on what I'm talking about, and then that's it. Like it's a matter of maybe 1 to 2 minutes. When doing like long form content, like streaming or maybe scripted YouTube videos that are longer than 5 minutes, it's very easy to write your script and only write it to be very to the point, like present all the facts the moment you start talking. And then, yeah, it's just ending there. But when you're streaming, you kind of have to fill a lot more time. And that's the thing that I've been really struggling with, finding the sweet spot of how to stretch a topic so that you can actually properly talk about it for some time without making it seem like you're just talking some useless words. Hey Dioli, welcome back. I'm just talking about how to commentate. And I have started building trees after watching some videos, some tutorials. This is not a copy of tutorials that I've watched. It's my own spin on it. But I've watched some tutorials for inspiration. Looked at some pictures online. And I'm actually quite happy with how these 4 trees here have turned out. These are from last stream. These are the new ones. And they actually kind of seem like I'll be able to redeploy them on the map. But yeah, welcome back. Nice to see you again. Okay, this is going to be... Is 4 blocks good? Yeah, I think 4 blocks is nice. Yeah, progress is actually going great right now. Okay. Yeah, so now I've talked the entire time, and now I'm just back into this old position of not knowing what to say. I could... No. Well, but it's also nice to have maybe some more quiet moments every now and then. Like enjoying the music, looking at what you've built. Maybe just thinking about what you could build next. Oh, there are you playing ranked and you deranked. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, Valo is always I have tried it on release, as I said, I think. And it's so stressful because you're just locked into a match until it's over, and those matches can go up to 40 minutes. And no matter if you know you're going to lose or whatever, you have to finish the match because otherwise you're just going to get a time ban, I think. It's painful playing these games. It's kind of where I've stopped. I've also played a lot of League a long time back. And League itself is a very fun game. I'm not even gonna lie, it's fun. But the problem with it is getting into matches, knowing you've lost, and still having to go for another 20 minutes. And that's also the point where the games tend to get really toxic, because people on your team know it's over. You know it's over, your enemy team knows it's over, and still the match goes on. Yeah, Riot Games has some problems with toxic, but I've heard they have tried to improve it with League. I don't know how it is right now. I still remember people trying to, not trying, but sending horrible stuff. Maybe they've improved it since then. Yeah, competitive games in general can be frustrating, but I think especially those 2 games. Riot is good at making games that are very toxic. Like, they are made to have a toxic community. Also, the way you can get like a time punishment, even if you quit a casual match. That's already like the point. I'm playing casual because maybe I don't want to commit all the time to like a full match. But you have to be there anyways. Casual is just like ranked, just with the small change that it's not so competitive. Like, people tend to have a lot more fun on those modes, but it's still a big commitment to just press the play button. Yeah, I think I'm lucky that I was never really into competitive games to start with. But I get the appeal. Like, it's nice to be able to show your skill to others, maybe dominate in one match, feel like a god. But it's so much commitment. Yeah, I set up the banner for Twitch, and I think I've also used it for my archive channel on YouTube. I actually like how it looks. It's this simplistic style that I also had before, but with a little stronger gradient. Like, it doesn't look quite as washed out as the one before. By the way, again, if you want credit or anything, just send me a message. I'm going to respond and add your name or whatever. I don't know if Twitch actually applied the change already, though. It might still be the old one for now, but I have changed it. It's just a matter of time. Okay. It's always, I kind of feel bad when people do stuff without being asked and then don't even ask for credits. Like, I feel kind of bad, but I get it. I get why you don't want credit. I'm still very thankful, though. Like, not to say that I don't enjoy it. I very much do. Also, I'm saying I always feel bad as if this happens often. It doesn't, just to clarify. In fact, it doesn't happen at all. Maybe some private friends like to do stuff with me, but or for me. Okay, I start to notice these pine trees are a lot more work than the oak trees at the top part of the forest. Also, just to clarify, I have started building the layout for this cave spider over here, but it's not going to be a priority until I have finished everything else in the map. Like, it's one of the last areas, and I don't want to properly start building it before I've actually finished all the rest. So it's going to be a little side project until then. Maybe I'll add some more to the layout here and there. But yeah, actual building will start once the forest is done, and then there's still this entire area, which I'm still not sure how to use properly. Like, we have started doing some of the layout right here, but I don't know how I feel about it. And this part is also not sure, but it's still time until then. Okay. I actually didn't know that. I'll keep it in mind. Thanks for educating me. Okay, another tree is done. I like all the trees till now. Not sure if I want to build 12. I mean, it's I can go on a little bit longer. Also, these trees in terms of size, maybe want to add 3 or 2 more smaller ones, one or two really big ones, but I'm not going to include them into the preset. They are going to be handmade only. Yeah, I've noticed with bigger trees, they are easier to recognize because simply they are so big. And so I want to keep copy and pasting them to a minimum, just to make sure nobody notices. It's already bad enough if I have a small preset for the trees. Just need to hide it properly. Okay, this is from height. I need to kind of look out how far out the benches are going to be at the bottom, depending on the height. Yeah, well, let me show you. I can, with this tool, box select, I can select this tree. I'm not going to select the whole thing now, but just for demonstration, if I press Control V, and then I think it was Control H or G, I'm not sure, but somehow there's a shortcut to add them into these blueprints. And when I have a blueprint, I can simply copy and paste it in, like that. Or I could also use it as a brush, so I can just, in a way, paint the forest. If that makes sense. Yeah, that's the plan for now. It's just kind of easier to do it that way, because otherwise I would have to build such a large amount of trees at once, which I don't want to do because it takes time. You learned new German words. If you want, I could look at what you've learned and maybe give some tips. Tips. Wait, tips is the English word for, well, tips, obviously, but I'm not sure. Can you say tips when you refer to, like, giving advice? Ich spiele Valorant is right. That's correct. When you talk about someone else, so when you say du, it's a different word of spielen. In this case, it would be spielst. I'll write it in chat for you. So when you talk about someone else, so you, it's spielst. Du spielst Minecraft. Yeah, but the me form is correct. Ich spiele Valorant is correct. Yeah, but nice to see that you are actually learning. It's always nice to see people learn the language that you know. It's also with German being such a hard language, it's always fascinating to see people actually bring up the, what is it called? Endurance, kind of like that, like like they're actually trying. Hard languages can be intimidating. I also like to learn languages, and yeah, I've started a lot of things and then kind of noticed how much of a commitment it actually is. And it's yeah, you need the time, and it's going to take a lot of time, especially grammar and stuff. All those time forms are, just thinking about it gives me a headache. Different conjugations and stuff. I remember learning Latin, I think is the English name for the language, the one that you don't really speak anymore, in school. And our teacher was, he was very strict about learning all the different forms of the word at the moment you learned the word. So all the time forms, all the perspectives, all the, yeah, when learning one word, we would effectively learn 6 or 7 words with all the different endings and special cases and stuff. It was so tiring. Also, I think that's also part of the reason why I don't remember a single word. I used to be able to translate a lot of stuff from Latin, but now, after finishing school, I don't remember a single word. That was a painful few years. Yeah, my tip is just, my advice is just to take it slow with those different word forms. People will understand. If you're learning a language, they will not expect that you know all the different forms correctly from the very beginning. So yeah, just make some mistakes at the beginning. It doesn't matter that much. And if you actually want to learn, it's just going to be a matter of time. No, I don't study, sadly. What do you mean sadly? I mean, as we've discussed a few streams back, last stream I think it was, I am not a fan of the entire education system. And I couldn't bring myself to go back to any kind of school. So studying is not in question for me right now. In terms of work, I am currently searching. So it's a very competitive field. It's very easy to not find anything. But I am actively searching right now. Yeah, I've taken my time after school to work on my projects, on like personal stuff. That includes all the creative stuff I do in Minecraft, as well as writing books. And yeah, now the time has kind of come where I actually need to start working. But it's, for me personally, it was very important to take this time off after school, just so that I could really focus on what I wanted to do in life, like being creative, telling stories. That's my top priority. And you just can't do that if you immediately find another thing to do, like work or, yeah. Yeah, so something like that. I might have taken a little longer than I should have, but well, it's too late to cry about that now. So, but yeah, I can't be mad at anyone who's deciding to take the time after school, because school itself is already so tiring, just so annoying sometimes. Having to wake up in the morning just to learn some stuff that most of the things you're not going to need anyways later in life. Meeting friends was always the best thing about school. Yeah, but just like work culture and education systems and all this stuff it's complicated. So yeah, I haven't been really like motivated to do a lot of stuff in that regard. Simply because I don't feel like my time is valued by those people in those fields. Ooh, that would be bad for me. I would not enjoy that. Yeah, I need my time, and being forced to do anything isn't great already. And if it's then something that you don't even want to do, for me at least, that's not great. But I mean, it depends. Some people maybe like going through the military. It always depends on the person. I know a lot of people who are very passionate about their country. So, but yeah, it's the main thing is just to be happy in life. As long as you're happy, everything is fine. And what comes tomorrow, well, it comes tomorrow, so yeah, I'm one of those it is what it is people. Yeah, I think in that case it would actually be, depending on what you want to do, better to maybe go to university and study. I mean, it could also be a fun experience. I don't know. I couldn't think of going back to school, but some people really enjoyed that time. Like, it's not rare to hear somebody say school is the best time of your life because you get to meet all your friends and have fun in class or whatever. Meet cool people all around you. I mean, looking back at it now, there was a lot of very fun moments about school. Like, it's not like it was a bad experience all around. I do get why people say that. And I mean, university would also probably be cool because at least you're learning something in that time. Something actual that you maybe want to do. I don't know. Also, what is it with the Vampire Survivors OST being such full of bangers? Like it's looking at the game, it's just a city pixel game with some very simple gameplay. And then you listen at the soundtrack, and it's like you're playing Final Fantasy or something. So stupid. This game has so amazing songs. I don't even know. Well, that actually depends on what kind of school you go to. It's I don't know the English words for this, but there are two types of school. One for the people who want to get into life quicker, like get to study and stuff like that quicker. Those people have 1 year less in school, and so everything is kind of cramped together. You have longer days, stricter schedules, a lot more pressure on actually finishing your projects in school. And then you have this more casual school that is, oh, how long is it? 6 hours a day, maybe 6:30. Yeah, I've been to both kinds of schools, and yeah, one is definitely a lot more stressful. Okay, one through the side. One moment. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, this tree might be... I'm not sure. I'll add another branch right here, because it feels kind of empty. With only 3 branches instead of 4 at some parts. Six to 7 hours, yeah, that's also the average time here in Germany. I mean, it also depends on the city that you're in. But for me, at least, it's been 6 to 7 hours. Which is, in my opinion, a nice time. That's the amount of time that I would be capable of concentrating. And also you get a lot of breaks in between. So it's, in terms of time, it's actually okay. Okay, so just to make sure, I'm going to make another sound check right now. Yeah, because as I've said last stream, there were some problems near the end, or more likely near the middle. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'm just kind of paranoid right now because I I know how bad it can be if you don't have proper sound quality. And I know it was probably not as bad as I remembered it to be last time, but I still want to have the best sound quality I could possibly have, even with my shitty mic. Yeah, so hey yo, that's nice. I didn't expect such an quick influx of viewers. Hello everyone, I'm building a CTM map in Minecraft, which is basically one big dungeon crawler where you try to find specific blocks on the map and then bring them to a place called the Monument, which is this one over here. And you go through this pre-built map in survival mode with the full freedom of Minecraft and try to find every one of those dungeons. And right now, for this map, I am building a preset of trees to decorate the forest that I've been building for the past couple of streams. Yeah. And it's a lot of work, but it's also really fun. Building in Minecraft is something that I've done for a long time. And yeah. And I think I kind of overpacked the stream, the stream, not this tree right now. Okay, let me finish it first before I start judging. But I do kind of feel like this is too packed with leaves. Or is it? Like now having the top part, it actually looks kind of fine. Ah, it's okay, it's okay. Okay, now bringing it into position so it isn't too close to all the other trees. Oh, a bad movie. Yeah. So the thing about that is it's kind of no longer canon. So I didn't really bother to add subtitles. I should maybe remove that part of the title. Okay, one more big tree would be nice. We've had a lot of small trees now. Yeah, like that. Oops. Don't skull emoji me. Damn it. Yeah, don't worry about him. He's a friend from, yeah, a personal friend. I don't know. Most of my friends have never heard me speak English, so I'm guessing that's why he sent a skull emoji. Oh, come on. I'm trying, okay? Okay, I'm building it like this. Yeah, he was the voice actor in that movie. I don't think I'm going to add English subtitles because, yeah, as I said, the movie is now kind of old, no longer canon, and the project has been paused for a long time now. He just said that he doesn't know English. What? Okay, give me one moment. Bro, warum kannst du kein Englisch? Was geht bei dir? Sorry? Ja, ich habe mich entschieden, auf Englisch zu streamen, einfach weil es einfacher ist, so Leute zu erreichen. Ja. Okay, I'm not quite sure about this tree. Was habe ich gerade gesagt? Ich bin der Meinung, ich habe dir das noch nicht gesagt. Oder? Bin ich dumm? Keine Ahnung. Egal, okay. Okay, I don't think those completely diagonal branches are that nice. So I'm going to kind of move it to the side. It kind of sticks out a lot more than the other branches. Oh wait, you want me to answer in German? Because well, sports was never really my thing, to be honest. I okay, wait, let me do it in German. Ich bin nicht sonderlich sportlich. Hatte noch nie wirklich viel Interesse für vor allem so Gemeinschaftssport gefunden. Aber was ich gerne mag, ist so Extremsport. Sowas in die Richtung Mountainbiking oder alles an Wintersport. Oh wait, I'm adding leaves before I add fences. In terms of sports, I really enjoy the stuff that Red Bull puts out. Their videos, those are so fun to watch. Like I don't drink I don't drink energy, but their videos bangers. Well, I mean it's not like I never do sports. I'm kind of confused as to what language to speak right now. Like I like riding the bike. That's a thing that I've done for a long time now. Like cycling is really fun. Okay, both. So I like cycling. Ich mag gerne Fahrrad fahren. I've done that for most of my life and it's always fun. Ich habe das für den größten Teil meines Lebens gemacht und es macht immer sehr viel Spaß. And only thing is when your bike breaks. That's like my nearest work station, not sure how it's called, is like 10 kilometers away. So I can't really go there that often. Wenn dein Fahrrad kaputt geht und du es zur Reparatur bringen musst, das ist immer ein Problem. Aber zum Glück passiert das nicht so häufig. Okay, I think this has been confusing enough now. Yes, cycling is especially fun when it's not raining outside. Obviously. But yeah, it's something that I also like to do in my free time when I get outside. It's just living in the city is always meh. Like I like nature more and I would go outside a lot more if I were somewhere in nature. Yo, that's nice. I would also, I think, never get a car. I will stick to cycling for the rest of my life. I've always cycled everywhere, and there's no reason to change that. It's good sports, and it's also fun. Yeah, okay, so this tree is almost done, and then I'm not sure how much to add. Maybe I could start kind of spreading these across the fall. Oh, wait, have I accidentally? Okay, I think I'm fine. And then it's time to sprinkle them across the forest. I'm still not sure what to do with my older trees that are still standing. I might completely remove them and then look what to do with this, with the free space. Yeah, exactly. It's free. It's not bad for the environment. And it's an active sport. A sport. Only one. No S at the end. Okay, so we have built a total of 9 trees. Yeah, like gas prices for cars are so high right now. I could, even if I had a car and a driver's license, I could still not afford to drive it. Okay, to be honest, I actually think 9 trees is enough for now. Because they all are similar in structure, but also not all the same. So it will be much harder to tell them apart anyways. I'm just going to copy them in now. Okay, it says Control V. No, to paste clipboard. What was it to get it into the clipboard? So if I have it selected, H was noted, G was noted, F was noted. F is fill. Well, have fun playing Valorant, and I'll definitely stream. I'm live for 2 more hours, so don't worry about it. And if not, then well, just have fun anyways. Good luck with ranking up again, hopefully. Okay, so what was the button? Oh, it's J to. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. But it's not the thing that I want to do. Wait, was it C first? Oh, wait, it's just C. How do I add it to the collection? That's what I want to know right now. I remember there was a shortcut, but I don't know which one it was. Let me look at the controls real quick. Bro. Okay, komm. Ich bin Deutsch, offensichtlich werde ich einen deutschen Akzent haben. Was willst du von mir, Mann? Ich arbeite dran, okay? Ich spreche jetzt vielleicht seit, keine Ahnung, einer hat vielleicht 2 Wochen Englisch. Du bist unfair. Okay, warte, ich werde ganz kurz den Hotkey einmal raussuchen. Ich habe ihn vergessen. I go look at the hotkey online because I'm not sure right now. Wait, I'm stupid. Keybinds here. Operations is not at placement. Is not at movement, obviously not tools. Oh, there are a lot of tools. But I don't think it's any of those. Edit. Cut and copy to clipboard. But that's cut. I don't want to cut. Basic. No, basic is not it. In-game tools, movement. Nah, anyways, I look up the shortcut. Wenn ich mich richtig erinnere, dann war es schon Englisch. Aber natürlich, jeder hat eine andere Aussprechart. I'm sorry if you can hear my browser clicking right now. I have this extension that makes my click sounds, that makes me have click sounds in the first place. Okay. I don't want to waste too much time on this right now. Okay, wait, if I was not able to find it, by the way. But I don't want to waste too much time outside of Minecraft right now because it freezes the game. STRG, I say as if it's German, it's control. Control in German is STRG. So it's a force of habit. K, L, no, M. So I can't find. Oh, I have just activated shadows. What was the button? Copy width. Now operations. Oh man, that's annoying. It's always those small keybinds if you forget them. Quick fill, quick replace, rotate placement, no. Duplicate, Control J. I mean, no, that's just normal duplication. How do I add it to my collection? Yeah, okay. I'll take this time right now. Before I waste even more time just looking at it and hoping. Okay, one moment. I need to make sure that you don't hear any videos on stream. Where is it? I am currently scrolling through a video hoping to find something that looks like the clipboard menu. But it seems like I'm out of luck. Yeah, that's not the right video. Blueprint, yeah, Blueprints was the name, not clipboard. Yeah, I'm searching for clipboard and hope to find something regarding the blueprints. That's of course not helpful. Okay, so what's the button? Control P once it's in my clipboard. Ah, yeah, that's it. No, it's not Alt F4. Sorry, wait, let me actually mark this spot in the stream. I don't want any swear words in the words later. Stream marker added. Okay. Okay, so what I'm doing is Control C and then Control P. And now I can give it a name. Pine Tree 1. And I give it the tree tag. Yeah, doesn't need a special. Wait, can you actually see the menu on OBS? No, you. Wait, I've paused my stream. What? Okay, you can. Okay. Let me just. One moment. It's raining outside. I hope you can't hear it. If you do, then well, you know, at least you know what it is. Okay. Just so everyone knows, when I press save on here, it opens my file explorer, and I have to confirm that I want to save the blueprint. So every time I save, the game might freeze for a moment. Control C, Control P. No, hold up. One moment. I have forgotten something very important. These branches don't have leaves at the bottom, which is, of course, not what I wanted to do here. Was it only those two? Seems like it. Okay, it's fine now. Okay, one more time. Just need to make sure that it's exactly in the right radius. I mean, I could probably go outside because it doesn't copy air. But I want to have it look nice anyways. So this should be fine. 3, 2. And I'm actually going to copy and paste that real quick so I don't have to write it every time. Save. Save. And just to make sure. Yeah, both trees are here now. Then looking at the old trees now, you can definitely see that there's been a massive improvement. Okay, I'm going to take redstone blocks out just to mark which trees I've already copied, so I don't accidentally copy the same one twice. It's just because I kind of take them out of order right now. So I'm sorting them by how big they are. Okay, whole trees in. Whole trees in, good. Copy. Pine tree number 3. Making sure. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I just don't want to mess this up right now. So I take it a little bit slow. Now comes these 3 trees. Okay. Everything's in. Now copy. Pine tree number 4. Save. And that's that. This one next. Because I like to make it even more complicated than it already is. It's kind of hard to see whether or not I have the entire tree in the box with this selection. Okay, seems like it. I'm just going to go with it. Control C, Control P. Pine tree number 5. That's correct. I wish the new stream manager on Twitch would show my stream. Just like it did on the first day. It kind of just stopped doing that. And now I don't know if OBS is actually able to deal with me tabbing out all the time. I mean, it should be. But we all know that tech problems kind of tend to do whatever they want. So, okay, this should now be tree number 6. That's correct. 3 more and I can actually start. Very, very German of me, I know. I can start placing them down. That's in, that's not in. Come on. Okay. And now this side should be in. Should be, oh, it's not. Good. Pine tree number 7. Yeah, no, this is a very repetitive task right now, but it needs to be done. So, yeah, afterwards, it's finally back to proper building. Wait, is it 7 or 8? No. Oh, I don't know. Is it 7 or 8? I think it's 7. I just have to hope no. Yes. Oh, wait. Did it just give me a pop-up? It... No. Yeah, it was... It was, in fact, tree 8. Okay, but that should not be a problem right now if I'm not mistaken. Okay, Okay, I need to go back to tree 7. That should be this one, right? Oh no. Oh no, what have I done? Oh, I'm such an idiot. Okay, this time. Yeah, it even gave me a pop-up that the name is already taken. So that's on me. That was totally my bad. Okay, just to make sure again, I am going to make a quick sound check. Give me a moment. Sounds good. Okay. Last tree, finally. This one looks kind of weird from this side, right? Okay, maybe it's also because I'm looking from the air. Ah. Oh, it's full everywhere, right? Yeah, this is kind of... No, anyways, I'll just take it the way it is. Who cares? And if there is one player who overanalyzes every single tree on the map, then, well, they've earned it, I guess. Okay, this is now tree number 9. No mistakes made this time. Okay, with that I have copied all the trees, which means I can start building. So going back to the forest, you can see the top part is full of trees, the bottom part isn't. So that's what I'm going to fix now. But first of all, there is still some dirt left on the ground. And I would like to have this be done. Wait, that freehand draw painter is better, so I don't, so I only paint the surface, not the blocks that are beneath the dirt. Also, as I noticed while I'm at it, I might as well just add coarse dirt. Good. And you know what? I can manually replace this one. Yeah, those dirt layers that are still here came from before I redid the entire layout. Before, this entire area used to be completely flat. So that's also why there are no trees here right now. Because I removed all of them. So I could remake the area properly. So it looks nice. And I said I'm done with building custom trees right now, but I'm actually not. I'm done with building the preset, but I'm probably still going to add some more handmade trees that are only going to be one-time use. Just some special trees that maybe hang on the side of a cliff. Or maybe if I need some extra big tree. Okay, so let's start with tree number 4. And I'm going to place that one right on top of this hill. Paste it in. And now just connect the roots to the bottom, so it doesn't look so out of place. Yeah, and now I'm going to repeat that until the entire forest is filled. I know it's a lot of work, but that's just the kind of thing that you need to do when you're building an entire forest. But would it be nice to put a tree on top of... It looks nice aesthetically, but I think if I want to use this part in gameplay, it might actually not be so nice. Instead, what I'm going to do is place the tree right next to that part. Here. Yeah, I can fix that. That's nice. Also, one cool thing with Axiom is I can rotate these trees. Both with snapping to a 90-degree angle, but I could also unlock rotation right here. And now, as you can see, I can rotate it in every angle that I want. Only problem with that is that it completely ruins the structure a lot of times. I think they've improved the system up until this point. Why did my game not crash? Last time I did this, my game crashed because I left the view open, but closed the editor UI. And I thought the game would not be able to handle it and just crash. Damn, that's nice. Oh, I love that. Okay, but I'm actually not going to place this tree right now. Instead, I'm going to take tree number 8 and just put it right in the middle over here. It is a forest after all, so there's going to be a lot of trees in the player's way. And who says I can't add stuff afterwards? Okay, but right now I'm actually going to disable unlock rotation just to make sure that I don't accidentally ruin trees when trying to rotate them. Okay, but I think I need to shut up a little bit so that I can work in an efficient pace. I mean, placing trees is not really a thing that you need a lot of concentration for. But placing them so that they look nice, that might need some... For now, I'm not going to rotate the trees. I'm going to do that once I've actually used most of them once. Rotation is more a tool of preventing the player to notice that you've copy and pasted a tree. Oh, it starts to look really nice in here. I really enjoy these new pine trees. It was a good idea too. But I had tree number 5. How about we use 4 instead? Not inside of the ground, maybe. That's good. Oh yeah, it starts to look like an actual forest. But I'm kind of worried about the copy and paste tree stuff. Maybe I should go around the entire map placing the trees now. Oh wait, I know you can use noise painters with a clipboard. But I've never done that. I don't know how it works. Okay, you know what? I'm going to keep that in mind and use it another time. But right now, I am not comfortable enough. Tree number 3. And you are going to be up here. Yeah, today is a big tree placing stream. I mean, it has to be done, so if I'm going to do it eventually anyways, then why not now? Okay, so kind of a small change of plan. I'm going to use one tree, place it all across the map, and then switch to another tree, just to make sure I don't accidentally place the same one right next to each other. Yeah, oh wait, this needs some more grass. Carefully, so I don't accidentally paint the cliff. And don't worry, I'm going to deal with the elevation changes here later, so that stone may appear next to a big cliff. Yeah, building such a large area is a matter of multiple streams. You can't do this all in one. So I'm going to take my time with it so that it actually looks nice in the end. Yeah, having it look nice is very important to me. I mean, it makes sense. The map is supposed to feel nice to play in the end, and that obviously includes visuals as well. And I know I'm leaving a lot of room between the trees right now, but obviously if I have 9 different types of trees, if I place one of them, or if I place all of them kind of near each other, it's going to look much different. And now this tree really likes the side of the mountain, so I have to rotate it. And it still really likes the mountain. I'm sorry, that was a very loud mouse click. I hope you didn't hear it that loud. Kind of just hammered down on my mouse. Okay. Now over here, maybe one just right in the view of the player. And I'm not going to place any of those right at the beginning. Instead, I'm going to switch to tree number 8. And now it's all that again, just backwards, with a different tree type. It would be nice to have maybe a painter right now, so it would be a little bit quicker. But at the same time, it would lose a lot of intention if I did it with a noise painter. And I mean, looking from here, it's already hard to say that these are the same trees. So yeah, these trees kind of look very, very messy. Like pine trees are hard to tell apart. So that's one big advantage. With these big oak trees right here, it would be much harder because they all really look very different from each other, and it's easy to tell them apart. Oh, do you like the side of the mountain too much again? Seems like it. Okay, can I keep existing? That means that... Oh yeah, right. Oh, that's perfect. It's not going to replace any blocks that have already been placed apart from air. But air has not been placed manually, so it doesn't count. Nice. One more over here. And okay, before I add anything to this, it's time to just fix this stuff really quick. Oh, it's nice to know that the normal painter ignores grass. Like, I mean, this kind of grass. Tall grass, it's called in-game. Would be kind of weird if it did consider them as full blocks to replace. And one more over here, and then I can switch the tree type again. Yeah, there's not much to say right now. But I mean, it's also nice to maybe have some quieter moments. I'm always, like, streaming, it's very important to constantly keep speaking so that new people who come into stream will want to stay. But at the same time, it's very, what is the word? I have completely forgot the word I was about to use. Oh, come on. Yeah, anyways, I think you know what I was about to say. It's just important to keep talking. But yeah, it's not always easy. And sometimes I just like to shut up a little. But especially as a small streamer, I'm kind of scared of being quiet in the moment that I'm quiet. Someone else is joining chat, and I'm just sitting here, not talking. They think I'm boring. Leave. And now I've missed out on one potential viewer. Yeah, I'm kind of scared of that. Okay. this looks nice. And because there's going to be a lot more trees over there, I'm just not going to place this tree I have selected right now. Maybe one more over to this side. And, well, I mean, this area needs to be filled desperately, so it's the first thing that the player sees when they enter the forest. So it's important to already have a good setup. Tree number 6 is now... Why is it placing it not where I click? Ah, no. Yeah, I was thinking maybe this little valley over here can stay treeless. Wait. Oh my god, I've completely forgotten about this little ruin over here. Time to add it back. But it could actually look nice if it has a tree right next to it. I'll just add one. Hope for the best. Okay, I would like this place to be really crammed with trees. So I'm going to add a lot more, especially in here and right in front of this area. This kind of just gives the vibe of a really full area where lots of stuff is to be found. I mean, in terms of layout, it kind of gives that vibe. Right in front of here, that a good idea? It might actually not be because it's kind of in the way of the mountain path up to the monument, which is a very important spot of the map, so I don't want players to miss it. Obviously, because it's a required place to finish the map. Yeah, this looks nice. Does one tree fit under here? It looks very narrow. Now this could be close. Maybe if I go a little bit to the side. Yeah, it works like that. That's alright. Okay, I can't stop myself. I need to place the biggest tree on top of this hill. That's too close to the mountain. That's nice. Oh yeah, I like that. That looks nice. It's taking shape, everyone. It's taking shape. This entire forest has been in development for such a long time now. Like from building the layout to decorating the bottom part and the top part, and now the middle part. It is one of the first areas I have started building And it might not be the last by a long shot, but it still took such a long time. It's kind of hard to put into perspective how long I've worked on each individual area, because I've kind of switched between them as I went. So there was never one area that I finished in one go. I would always have a little side project. While building this dungeon down here, it was actually the top part of the forest that I was building. And I finished both of them maybe one stream apart from each other. Now I'm building the middle part of the forest. And at the same time, I'm kind of also over here building the layout for the spider area. And I'm starting to not be able to tell the trees apart. Is that a correct sentence? I don't think so. I'm starting to well, you know what I mean. Anyways. So I'm kind of struggling. Have I placed this tree somewhere around here before? But on the other side, if even I am struggling, how is the player going to notice? Just making sure. Okay. So this is tree number 5, going to 4, and now the trees are significantly larger. So I need to consider the placement a lot more. Okay, 4 is still in the range of the small trees, I would say. But it's definitely bigger than the ones before. I'm kind of worrying that the forest might not feel foresty enough. But well, again, it's not done by a long time. So, well, not so long. After placing the trees, what is still open? Some more rocks. Some general decoration here and there. Gameplay, of course. I'm going to ignore the village for now, because that's obviously not done yet. But yeah, the way this map is built is a lot of the areas kind of blend into each other. You could consider this entire village and this forest 2 separate areas. But the only thing that is that is dividing them is this little fence that I've built. So yeah, this map is not genre typical in the way that you have maybe a crossroad, and from that crossroad you visit 4 different areas. And one of those areas lead to another crossroad. It's more of, yeah, it's kind of open world in a way. More open zone, but also which zone you choose is also on the player. Though they are numbered, so there is a correct way to go. But why was I even talking about this? That's always a struggle, starting to talk and then just forgetting what I was talking about. And okay, one tree over here because it looks nice. And now we are at tree number 3, which is a number that I always struggle to pronounce. 3. Like this TH thing. Even though the English language uses that a lot. Like, it feels like every third word has this combination of letters. It's still challenging to pronounce every time. Like, you might be able to hear it if you are an experienced English speaker, or I don't know. But I'm definitely struggling. Okay, and you know what? I'm just going to place this tree right in the middle. Nice. Yeah, I've noticed if I just place the trees everywhere on the side of the map, then it's very obvious that I placed them there intentionally. Which is usually nice, but not when you're trying to build nature, because nature is unpredictable, as I've said multiple times across the series now. It's just I repeat that so often, just to remind myself also, because it's very easy to get to switch to autopilot mode when building. And I'm repeating these things just to make sure that I remember. Also, do I need to say anything? Okay, that's obviously not great. Let me take another tree, just place it right in there. No, that doesn't work like that. Oh no, I've messed up. It's not too late. I have an idea. Yeah, problem fixed. Well, not really, but yeah, I should place some of the trees more together and not in one line. Yeah, okay, running through here, I realize it's very obvious how I placed the trees. So you know what? I'm just going to get rid of it. This entire tree is going to be gone. Yeah, I should have maybe included the wood blocks in the filter. But it's too late for that now. Yeah, it's important to not place the trees or whatever it is that you're placing in an even distance of another. Like if you have one tree and another tree 14 blocks away and one more tree another 14 blocks away, it becomes very obvious very quickly. Okay, what tree was I on? I think it was tree number 2, if I'm remembering correctly. I hope so. If not, then maybe I've skipped a tree. Oh wait, actually, while I'm at it, tree number 1, right here. Never mind. Let me rotate it 90 degrees. Yeah, it looks a lot better now here. And where am I going to place more trees now? I mean, it is a forest, but somehow it still feels kind of way too empty in terms of tree placements to be considered a forest. So I might just improvise a little bit. and place some random trees. Rotating this a bit so it doesn't look like they blend into each other too much. And the grass patches for some reason don't regrow. So I need to make to do that. I need to do that manually. So yeah, speaking is hard. Welcome back, Dioli. Guten Abend. I am done building trees and I'm now placing them. Okay, this is nice. And also remember, there's still some rocks that are open for placement. So that might also fill a good chunk of space later on. I really like how the tree grows up to the second. My voice just kind of cramped. Up to this upper layer of the forest. Sorry, I need to drink something real quick. Okay, and now I have pressed on the button on my microphone, so I need to make it a sound check, because last time I did that, it is what I think caused my sound problems. Sounds nice. Time to continue. Okay, I want one more tree. I like placing trees on top of hills. So I'm always very inclined to place them on stuff like this. Oh, but that's not nice, is it? No, it's alright. Yeah, datum is datum refers to date in like daytime, like the day which what is it called? Yeah, like date, the day of time, the day in the week, in the month, in the year. Okay, one more tree right in this little crack right here. Because I was planning on hiding something here and having multiple trees kind of in the way. Maybe makes it harder to... Okay, wait, I might need to place it a little more inside, like this. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, well, lucky. Wordle is such a fun game. I've never really played it, but every time I hear about it and think about it, it's a nice concept, though I think that you can really abuse it with finding the optimal string of words to use to find the correct, or to find the most amount of possible words. I mean letters. It could be fun for a while, but I'm not sure how long it would be able to entertain me personally. Okay. I think I might be done with placing trees for now. I'm saying for now because who knows, maybe I'll add some more trees later. Depends on how the gameplay turns out. Wait, never mind. I need to place more over here because, well, for obvious reasons, it's too empty. One more small tree right at this point. And maybe one right in this little valley. I know that could be annoying for gameplay, I think. Because it makes it harder for the player to get downwards. And yeah, I don't know. It just feels like it wouldn't be fun. Instead, one over here. That's nice. Yeah, I like looking from the bottom, looking upwards and seeing all those trees around you. Just gives that vibe of being really small in a big place. Yeah, and I can't wait to present it to everyone. I've been working on this for such a long time. I want to get it done finally. But it is going to take a lot more time. But trust me, I want to get it out as much as you probably want to play it. Yeah, I can imagine that could be really fun. Just seeing, like I would imagine it feels like everyone or everything around you shrinks. This could be a weird feeling, but also really fun. I didn't really have that because I've spent a lot of time at the same place in my life. So maybe there could be one place where this could happen to me. But yeah, it sounds really fun. Okay, I can't stop myself. I need to place another tree up here. Okay, that's it. That's it. We have placed enough trees. Okay, let me just take this opportunity to put on shaders and just look how the area feels. If it's too dark, please let me know. Wait, I forgot one thing. Most people don't know that you can, in Minecraft's vanilla settings, you have this cinematic camera over here. I usually put it on F4, and what it does is it puts mouse moving to the maximum, and it makes stuff feel really cinematic because you can make nice camera movements. Same as your city. I mean, could you explain this a little further? Because, or do you mean with the trees like resembling houses metaphorically? That would make sense. Oh yeah, I like how it turned out. Looks great now compared to what it was before. Zero lights, dark and trees. Oh, that sounds like a lovely city, to be honest. That sounds exactly like my vibe. Oh, one kind of camera thing that I also like to do is I like to go very far out, zoom in, and then do this. This always gives such a cinematic view. Oh yeah. Yeah, this area looks nice now. Maybe a little faster. I'm definitely planning on using shots like this in the trailer for this map once I'm actually making one. Oh damn, I'm on max render distance and it's not able to render everything in. Yeah, okay, enough of that. It's just so fun to mess around with camera stuff. Oh well, yeah, that makes more sense. Like when you say a city, I'm thinking of tall buildings and concrete walls and stuff like that. Small village makes more sense to me. But yeah, I get what you mean. Okay, wasted enough time. We still have some stuff to do in this forest. And it is, for me, firstly, dealing with this, like having only dirt, no blend into stone, like over here. Just dirt. So, when thinking of a gradient that I could use, of course, the blocks that I've already used everywhere, like going from dirt to coarse dirt to mud, packed mud, cobblestone, stone, and mossy cobblestone. And okay, I'm not sure if I actually have a preset set up for this. I don't think I have. So what I could use instead is there should be a gradient painter somewhere. Not yeah, not a noise painter, but gradient painter, right? I don't think they've removed it. But I'm also really blind right now. Fluid ball, what is that? Oh, I remember what it is. No, cancel. Stop. It is the thing that I should have used in the dungeon down here. What it makes it is it simulates gravity. You see, I have this part over here, which is like a crashed in part of this pathway. And I've placed every single one of these blocks by hand. But what I could have done is just right click once and it would have simulated it all. Never mind, that was the wrong tool. That's just flood fill, basically. But I know that there's a tool to do that. I know it. Damn it. Now I've embarrassed myself again. Hey, yo, you won the match. Nice. That's good. So you got your rank back? Hopefully. Here, Gradient Painter, that's the one I was searching for. And if I remember correctly, you can take this Gradient Helper, input all the blocks, and then export it to Gradient Painter. Yeah. And as you can see right now, it just puts it in a flat range, but you can change that by I had some. This was it, I think. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, that's so good. Okay, and what I'm going to do, so how I'm going to do this effectively is I'm going to mask only by dirt. And what this should do, okay, I've done it the wrong way around. I've done it the wrong way around again. Yeah, like that. And now it's time to do this. I am unable to do it right now. What am I even doing? Pressing buttons is hard. Yeah, something like that. Oops. Yeah, that's the trap, trying to get your rank back and then losing again, and it's time for another game. And again, and another one, and another one. I've been there. I've done that. It's not great, but at least you were lucky this time. A grinding rank like that can be a real trap. Oh wait, that was way too far away, I think. But this is also really small. Not small, really slow. That was the word. Like I'm placing all this by hand. Could it be possible to maybe... Oh, it would be nice if it could kind of automatically fill stuff like that in. But I don't think that's... Yeah, the upper forest is ready in terms of decoration. It is not ready in terms of gameplay. I am not doing gameplay right now because I want to finish the entire map firstly. So I have a rough overview of the difficulty spikes, and so that I can balance the map properly. But yeah, in terms of decoration, it's completely done. I don't want to add anything more to it. I don't want to rework it again. A lot of time has went into it. But I can't seem to remember the correct direction to pull. Okay, I'm not sure. Doing all this by hand might be a little bit too much work. We can make this more effective somehow. Would be nice if it's possible to take this gradient painter and kind of apply it to a noise painter instead, but doing it in a gradient, like just being able to paint. Maybe making it go by a height level or something like that. Maybe it's also possible. I don't know. Yeah, the upper forest has taken a lot of time. Not quite as much as the lower part. But yeah, I'm also really glad that it's done. Yeah, I'm not really happy about doing all this by hand because it's a lot of work. I know there was a tool for it, but they have removed it. It's been a long time since then. There was like a foraging tool that could automatically... I think you could work with presets, but also manually place blocks in. I don't quite remember though. Well, okay, it's been a long and slow journey anyways. So why not go with it? Now it's always sad to hear about people doing movies in Minecraft and then them not getting released. Like making cinematic stuff in Minecraft takes so much time, and it's always sad to have to throw it away. I don't know what the reason was, but yeah, it's sad anyways. Especially if you've put a lot of work into the map. That's all, of course, very sad. Yeah, like maps don't build themselves, and then building a lot and not having it be done and built or filmed anything with it. But well, damn, I always, I've always forget to put a mask on and then just paint over the grass. Nice, this time. Yeah, having fun is the most important part. If you're having fun, then of course it's still sad, but at least you've got something out of it. By the way, you said you've worked on a map, so you have some experience in building. If you are interested, I would be, well, if you want, I would be very interested in maybe looking at some of the stuff, just because. Because I would like to just look at what other people have built. Maybe just out of pure interest. I'm struggling to find the right words, but I'm sure you understand what I mean. Oh, well, okay, I get that. Yeah, sure, I would love to see it, even if it's just one screenshot. Okay, that was too much. I was kind of hoping that I could paint the coarse dirt here quickly. Well, I can. What am I even talking about? Wait, does this look nice, or do I maybe make it a little... Ah, it's alright. It's a big gradient curve. Oh, also, regarding my Discord server, as I've said, it's not set up for streaming yet, but I have plans on working on that very soon. I've noticed that some more people have joined the server since I've started streaming, so it's time to get it back up and properly like set up. So yeah, right now it's all in German. It's all still built around my old Minecraft project that was never released. Um, yeah. Yeah, it's just for accessibility. Of course, originally I was planning on the entire project was supposed to be German, And then slowly over time, as you have kind of witnessed now, I've shifted more towards English. And so it's time to adjust my socials for that. Also, regarding the Twitter thing I've said last stream, I still have the community tab on YouTube. I could just use that instead of making announcements on Twitter. That sounds a lot nicer, and I already have some people at least who look at my YouTube. So I think starting from next stream, I'm going to make community posts every time I go live or I don't go live for whatever reason. Okay, that was a lot less painful than I had imagined. Most of the stuff is painted now, so that is kind of done. Okay, just because I have a bit bad feeling right now, I'm going to do one, hopefully last quick sound check. Okay. Sounds nice. What do you mean by blocks? Like blocks of VPNs? I don't quite get what you mean. Oh yeah, that's... Wait, VPNs are also blocked? How does that work? I mean, yeah, YouTube is... I didn't know that you could block VPNs. That sounds weird. Like, isn't a VPN supposed to like encrypt your data? And especially your location? Or is it just that YouTube is able to detect that that there is a VPN, even if it doesn't know where you actually are? Because if that's a thing, that's another L that YouTube is taking. Not a rare one, but yeah, not so nice. I've also noticed YouTube is still fighting ad blockers. I have noticed that a lot more ads are going through right now, which is really annoying. I encourage everyone, even on my own videos, to use ad blockers because YouTube ads are just unbearable. And the way YouTube is fighting them is just so disgusting. Like, just give up at this point, please. YouTube is not going to be able to win this war. And yet they're still trying. It's really sad. Oh, well, I think that's because of free VPNs. Usually, like with VPNs, that's a service that is really not that easy to offer for free. Like, in fact, it's not all that possible at all. unless you have like someone who is funding you for it. So yeah, that's, of course, it's really annoying, but in terms of VPNs, you just kind of have to go with a paid one. Like a lot of VPNs have free models, but most of them are either very limited or a straight up scam. And if you want to actually have a good experience with ad blockers, you will need a paid one, sadly. But I mean, I understand it. It's not something that is easy to offer. It takes a lot of resources. And yeah. If only things wouldn't be region blocked in the first place, right? Okay. So the hills now have texture. If I notice any missing textures, I'm going to add them afterwards. I'm going to copy or set up this preset right now. I didn't even have to call it 2. Anyways. Okay, what needs to be done now? Simple. There were a lot of small custom rocks, like this one over here, all across the forest. And now that I've removed them to change the layout, I need to replace them. And that's what I'm going to do now. Yeah, I still have my setup down here, but I don't want to use tough anymore because tough has been a block that I've used for a lot of areas now. So I kind of want to change it up. Oops. Yeah, it's sad, it's expensive, but what are you going to do realistically? And maybe you'll be able to find a good deal. Maybe they have some like 3 months for the price of one kind of thing. Okay, so going back to placing rocks, I see I've used normal stone, so I'm going to continue with that. So now we have cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, and stone. That's a lot of stone. And I'm not quite sure how to go about placing them. Because I have set up this rule for the upper forest that the rocks need to be kind of marked and that they are placed in a very specific way. Now, up to this point, I haven't done that. Yeah, don't react to bots. All they want is reactions, so don't even bother. I'm just banning them silently, no more reactions, and that's it. So, I'm not quite sure how to place these rocks. Maybe I'll just go for it and hope for the best. Oh, wait, I have an even better idea. What if I add some more gravel? Some gravel pillars here and there. Could work. because it's also a nice thing for gameplay. If the player mines one block, another block falls down. Yeah, you're right with that. Now if I add gravel fields right now, okay, it doesn't matter. I don't need a law excuse to have gravel in my map. It's always this urge to when you have a world that is trying to tell a story. I always have this urge to make everything I do in this world be some kind of in-law thing. Like everything needs to be explainable in this world. And I need to stop doing that because yes, it makes a really, really immersive experience, but at the same time it's really limiting in terms of what I can actually do in terms of gameplay. Okay, but I still don't want to overdo it on gravel. I'm going to keep it to a minimum. This entire area doesn't need any gravel. Here is no need. Or maybe right in the middle of here. This could seem like a place where the player is already going to move a lot. And having like really big gravel towers could make movement rather interesting. Especially if you're running from a lot of mobs. And let's say like a creeper explodes here or the gravel falls down. Could be interesting. Just kind of need to find a good place that would be fitting to place gravel. Also, I'm not quite sure on any additional assets for decorating the forest. So I might, we're not going to finish the entire forest today. That's just not going to be possible simply because I don't have enough set up to do that. Like, you know, when building stuff, the thing that is the most troublesome is always finding new things to fill the area. It's a thing that I've spent a lot of time with in this area. That's also why this has taken like 2 weeks to build, even though it's a rather small part. And finding assets like walls to place or leaves to hang, or even just cobwebs if you want. Stuff like this, like how do you even come up with this? Yeah, thanks. I'm also really proud of how especially this one turned out. It's a completely optional area. You can miss it if you want, or if you just don't explore enough. But it does look really nice. Yeah, what I wanted to say, yeah, finding assets to fill your area is quite troublesome. Because like you also need a way to keep it interesting, not make it seem repetitive. Which is exactly what I'm going to do now with all this gravel. Oh, the gravel isn't that bad. Yeah, but also on the other hand, one philosophy that I went with for this forest originally was putting more focus on the point of interest instead of the actual decoration. So the way I built this is when you first enter the forest, like right here, the first thing the player is going to see is either the bridge over there, this house, or these lanterns. most players will probably just go to this house. From here, they will see one path following up to this point, from which you can see the village, or they are going to go across the bridge. And when following the path, they will come to a little room. So each POI kind of leads directly into the next one. And that was the original design philosophy that I went with for this area. But now, of course, having much more interesting level design, it would be nice to add some more stuff. Yeah, or you could just go try to go downwards. Like you also right here, you see this little pillar. I think this is also going to draw a lot of attention. This area is kind of empty. I didn't really know what to put here, and I just kind of forgot about it. But yeah, when going down, you also have a lot more stuff that I'm not going to spoil now down there. Yeah, but finding new points of interest to place is a challenging thing. Especially when you're trying to tie it in with the lore. Like, what am I even going to do with this part of the forest? If I remember some maps that I am playing right now, I'm playing Castlemania by RenderRX, like the map Untold Stories 9. I'm going through the entire series, and I'm playing the last one right now. And he also built a forest area, kind of, well, not similar, but kind of like this still. And when thinking back how he designed that area, it was with very big trees that had something to do with inside the trees. Obviously, I can't do that here. Another thing that he did was place a little dungeon-like structure. Not like this one, but something in this direction. Like something human-made. But I also already have something like that. The map was really full with all kinds of little structures, like some big swords sticking out of the ground, some gravestones, flowers here and there. I'm just thinking right now of anything like that, like not copying any of his assets, but maybe finding some inspiration in them could help. Yeah, this is also always the part where stream kind of slows down. Finding assets takes a lot of concentration. But I mean, we've made good progress now anyways. So, okay, looking at this view right here, what could be added? Like the player is most likely going to just follow the path down here. Maybe find the end over to this side. From here you can see a cave. So this already leads into another point of interest. It's just the question, how do I lead the player that way? Because right now, apart from the level design doing that naturally, there isn't really much of an incentive to follow this path. Yeah, hard question. Okay, one thing that could work. It could work because it could also kind of be immersion breaking, depending on how I implement it, is some street lamps, like in the more medieval style, maybe fitting in with the design. Yeah, that's kind of like the basics of doing stuff like this. It's really important to have interesting level design also in terms of gameplay. It's just something that I learned along the way of making stuff. Like I've never really published any other maps, but just looking at what other people have done, building for myself, playtesting and stuff like that, you learn a lot of stuff. It doesn't make it easier though. It just makes it harder because you have more things to consider when building. I mean, okay, the level design already naturally leads the player in the direction of another point of interest. I'm going to turn the Discord server completely English, but have some German-speaking channels inside. Because I know that I know that a lot of people who are maybe interested in what I do speak German. Yeah, maybe I'll have some translation channels for rules and stuff. Okay, looking at it like this, I'm always imagining some kind of human structure along this path. Streetlights could work, but I'm not too sure about them. Also, streetlights are nice, but I don't know if they would fit this world. It's already with the village having clearly unfinished walls. No matter, don't worry, I'm going to finish them later. But with the village being obviously very sealed off from the outside, it's one could say that the villagers never really left this place. So it would make sense to have it more naturey. Players will get loot to fight monsters on one side by exploring. I can show you a little thing over here. So across the map there will be chests scattered that have some of this loot. This is the loot for the first area that is still in development. I'm going to change a part of that. But yeah, you have some items with lore like this. You have some pre-enchanted tools. If the player doesn't find any chests, because they will be well hidden, they can also just mine some wood planks like these right here, craft their own stuff. There will be stone later on that the player can mine to craft stone tools. So yeah, it's very much built on the idea of player freedom, like the thing that you would expect from Minecraft. Yeah, I have this. Well, it's not a debug area, but it's a little testing area where I have most of my command block stuff. It's going to remove before the map goes live though, simply because people could go here, collect all the collectibles on the map, and just call it a day. Yeah, everything apart from the command blocks, of course. The command blocks will stay. Yeah, it's just my little area for testing. It's the 9 spawn chunks that are always loaded. Yeah. Yeah, but loot gathering is mostly done by the player. I think here was a little example chest. Yeah, right. So the player might find chests like this with some blocks, some food, and a potion for healing. As you can see, it's very well hidden, so most people will miss it. And if you miss it, there's still lots of stuff for the player to find naturally, simply by mining the environment. Oh, sorry, I just hit my desk. I hope it wasn't too loud. I'm thinking like maybe some more nature stuff that could be useful in terms of gameplay or interesting in terms of gameplay. Like for example gravel. One person on the CTM Discord server suggested adding like hazards to the map. So maybe a little pit at the bottom, maybe some spiders or I don't know, lava, depending on what area I'm in. In general, it's a nice idea, but it's not really a point of interest. It's more of a point of avoidance. It would make gameplay more interesting. Exploration, however, would probably suffer from it. Oh, well, it depends. Depends. Yeah, no problem. Of course. Like I understand the CTM genre is kind of niche even in the adventure map community. And so I understand that most people will probably not know how a map like this could be played. But I can always really suggest playing CTM maps. They may be extremely hard most of the time, but it's also like once you get into it, it's so fun. Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, no, I mean the area looks nice. Makes it harder to decide on new stuff to place. Okay, to be honest, with asset placing like this, I might stop doing that on stream. I mean, just deciding on what assets to place, because that's always the most boring part. I do that off stream, prepare a little bit, and then we'll get back to that next stream. And for the time being, I might just work a little bit more on the layout of the spider area for the last few minutes that we have. Okay, so this area now needs a roof. Most of the gameplay side of things done. So, oh, it's the gradient painter again. Forgot to remove it. Okay, it's time for placing more walls. Okay, it's a big ravine, so it's going to be a lot bigger in terms of verticality. Like it's going to be really high up, almost reaching the surface. Maybe some parts will reach the surface. Just need to make sure that it looks nice. Okay, also, where's the playable area? Okay, the player will enter the ravine at this part. So everything behind this line is not part of the ravine. So I can leave it open for now. Okay, I'm just going to fill in the space around the worlds for now. and details can come later. Yeah, the height might be good. Yeah, I mean, rock building, it's not really all that challenging, to be honest. Like, I'm just right-clicking, dragging it a little bit, and then done. That's a nice thing right here. But yeah, the map is making great progress. Just need to make sure that the entrance down here stays open. That's good. Okay, you can kind of see it all coming together now, right? Like it's going to be a high building. All inside a cave. Maybe some spots that reach the surface. That would actually be nice and also interesting in terms of gameplay, because I could place some patches of greenery, which is always a fun thing to do inside of a cave. And also while placing walls, gameplay kind of opens up naturally. So yeah, right now a new area has opened. This one up here, which could be used later. Okay, that's good. Yeah, there's still some time left till that will happen. But I think, like, in terms of game, in terms of layout, you can already kind of see it all coming together. Like, just imagine everything that's on the ground to be cobwebs with spiders crawling around. All these pillars to be like little rocks poking out of the ground where the player could stand on. Yeah, it's slowly coming together. Yes, there's just something about really high walls that is so fascinating. Like, some people have megalophobia, which is the fear of like really big things, like really, really big things. Me, on the other hand, I find it to be really fascinating. Like, just seeing these walls build up, tower up in front of me. There's something just I don't know, it's so fun to look at. I like building stuff like this. Though I'm sorry for everyone who actually has that fear. But I mean, it won't be that bad once the map is actually finished. Obviously, because it's all going to be decorated and it's not so noticeable how high everything stands up. Yeah, okay, and with this little divider in the middle, it will separate two different paths that player could choose. So one on this side, one on this side, and no gameplay on the top. Like, I'm going to smooth this out later. But what I mean, for example, is like this. So there will still be something on top of here. That's too high up, I think. Yeah, like this. Yeah, this part, this entire area, until the layout is done, really it's just a bunch of stone placing. But once it actually is done and I can start building gameplay, it will be a lot more interesting again. That's also why I'm kind of taking this as a side area, filler area for when I'm not sure what to do. Just so I don't spend too much time at once building this area. Because I could imagine it getting really boring if I were to build it every single time. That rotation is way too quick. That's better. Just making sure it doesn't interfere with the top part. That's nice. Yeah, this is fun to look at. Oh damn. Yeah, I don't know. It's like stuff like this is fascinating. Just these just high objects, really tall objects towering in front. Like I'm not saying that well I mean that like with everything, no matter who built it. Okay, I said there will be no gameplay on top of here, but looking at it now, this would be the perfect place to maybe hide an emerald. I have disabled this, like this, when it's dark. The player could notice light shining up there, if they are not already too busy with gameplay. But also a player could easily miss it if you're like looking at the ground. That could be interesting. Yeah, I'll keep it open, I think. Yeah, like having a strict schedule is really important for getting back into the routine. Like my biggest struggle when trying to do creative work is not being in a routine. Because it is what gets you going. Otherwise, you're just sitting there thinking about doing a thing that you want to do, but never actually starting. And having a schedule that you can work with is kind of a natural way of getting yourself to start your stuff. Like to anyone who is struggling with creative work or just work in general, everyone who is kind of able to work on their own without a schedule, just make one for yourself. It will make stuff so much easier if you're the kind of person who that works on. I know everyone has like their own work habits, and so it might not work for everyone, but for me personally, it did a great job. Speaking about strict schedules though, dream time is over. It's 19. But I should maybe go with the 12-hour time. Oh, what time, what clock variant are you using? Like, are you using AM and PM, or do you go with 24 hours? 19 would be, I think, 7 PM, if I'm correct. Yeah, it's minus 12 if it's PM. Yeah. Well, for me at least in Germany. Depends on where you are, obviously. But I'm going to end stream here. We've made great progress building most of the bottom part of the forest and making even more progress over at this area with the layout. Next stream, I'm going to try to finish up the entire forest area. I hope I will be able to do it. Okay. That's good to know. So it's 7 p.m. for me. Right. So next stream will be on Saturday. So in 2 days. If you want to know more about my streaming schedule, feel free to look at my what is this calendar page called in English on Twitch? Like there's this in Germany it's called Zeitplan, but that obviously doesn't work for English. I think it's schedule, if I'm right. You can look at my schedule page on Twitch. It shows all my stream times in your time zone. And yeah, until then, have a nice day, evening, night, whenever you're watching. And yeah, see you then. Thanks for watching. So yeah, bye.